This is Rony's Tuesday Fun Race, the 300th edition. My name is Eoin Harmon, and I'm very glad to welcome you along to this very special occasion for all of us in Live for Speed. It's been a incredibly long and wonderful history of this series, and this is the time where we get to truly see it shine. And this evening, my broadcast colleague will be Zdravko Topolnjak. How are you, Zdravko?
Hello everyone, I'm great. It's nice to see a series go as long as this one. 300 races is quite a big legacy, don't you think?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I believe I would have made my first appearance on the RTFR circus probably in the 247, 246 kind of time, and that goes to show you how long it's been. That was about 2021 when I first appeared on this as a commentator, and that goes to show the scale of this series dating back so long ago. And we have a wonderful treat that was voted for through our participants. It was the XR around Aston Historic. So, yeah, it was a very hotly contested poll, but we found our winner, and we have plenty to look forward to today, but also in 2 weeks' time, as the 301st RTFR was voted in, and that is, let me just double check, it is on the graph of which mod it is. Yeah, it is, of course, the where is it? The Shark Sea makes its return to Fern Bay Black. So yeah, that's the first mod to have appeared twice since mods were introduced last year, and that was a very interesting pick. So I'm looking forward to that in the next edition. But for now, let's concentrate on the 300th and the special occasion that it is. It's brought a great turnout, which we'll see in a moment with the qualifying. But here is the Aston Historic AS4 layout that we're going to see with the drivers today. Incredible speeds we'll be seeing through the first sector in particular. It skips a lot of the hairpins that you may be expecting, and it goes pretty much flying through first sequence, and then through to sector 2 you don't have the chicane at turn 7, for example. They just take the single right, and the amazing complex of corners from turns 11 to 16. That'll be a fantastic treat, and then there would be great overtaking opportunities there at the final hairpin turn 17, and then the last chicane also will give drivers the chance to line up a slipstream. So any thoughts on this one yourself, Zdravko?
Well, in my honest opinion, the complex from turn 8 to turn 16 is the best sector in this game, the best driving, the best experience you can have in a track on this game. And this car is good because you can go very fast through it, but it's not flat out, so it's not easy. You gotta measure it, you gotta hit the line, and once you hit a perfect line through those very fast turns, it's so rewarding. You just feel happy with yourself that you nailed it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Aston definitely has that ability to get the pulses pretty much racing to the max. So see how the drivers cope with the classic XR sort of the 2-liter twin, the 2-liter turbocharged inline 4 front engined car. So yeah, it'll be all the power through the rear wheel, the rear wheel drive there, and this will be a wonderful combo to have the RWD and the front engine. That's certainly gonna test the drivers. And then the brake horsepower is 490, so just shy of 500, and the car weighs 1,100 kilos or 2,425 pounds. So yeah, it's got great balance. It's not too heavy, not too light either. Big rear spoiler to keep the downforce, and the small splitter, I suppose. We'd be excited to see how the car races in side by side as a classic GT. So yeah, that is the single class for today, as we're always always set up for a single class in RTFR. And now we can have a look at the track. Hopefully, we'll see our proposed grid for the race. And on pole, as of right now, it's Vytautas Laguskas running a new sort of funny nickname for himself, La Goga, I believe. And just on the periphery of pole position there, it's Sidus Munke, aka Yanni Katila, who's done up his nickname even more tricky to spot from a distance. But yeah, if you're paying close enough attention, you'll realize that's a parody. Then the real Sidus leader, Rick Hardle there, he has a 2 minute 17.98, so about half a second off Paul. He has third position there, and Antti Valta is fourth. So yeah, it's quite a competitive top three, and then the spread from Antti Valta downwards should make it, a competitive battle. But you would expect the top three to be the favourites, Zdravko.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strong field. Walter could do okay, but behind him we also have Mentes, Fero, Uniting, Gabor. I think I'm too old to count those out. I'm not sure if you noticed, but did you see the bonnet of Laguka's car?
No, I didn't catch it originally. No,
He's
it was probably off circuit.
he has Yoni on his bonnet, so that's
Yes,
some
very
kind
good.
of throw in a glove.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, good humour here in RTFR. It's good to have the mixture between the hard-nosed preparation, people taking the combinations provided to them. But at the same time, we do admire some of the abilities to make us laugh and enjoy what is, of course, the fun element of RTFR. So we'll see now if there's any more chances with the last 15 seconds remaining in the session, if there will be a dash to...
Rick does look
Rick.
to be on a fast lap with Artus. And I think that Yoni made his lap on R3s with a bit of longer stint. With Artus, it's obviously just a one lap dash.
Yeah, it probably is last throw of the dice here, out of time in the session. Yeah, lovely onboard camera. So it's incredibly long and arduous sprint to this penultimate hairpin, and beautiful braking. Can you get it turned in? Yeah, a little bit of opposite lock needed to get the car back onto the optimum line. Now the final chicane coming up. Yeah, he's using all the curbs, absolute max attack here. See if the 2 minute 17s can be threatened. It's probably just outside. Oh, he's improved, but not able to gain any positions from it. So 2 minutes 17.91, personal best in the session, but it's too far back to threaten the front row occupants. Teammate to Rick here, it's Sidus Unite in a Lister, I believe that is. Yeah. We'll just have to follow the trail, I suppose, and find out who is going to be the last driver to set a lap time. So yeah, this is the Lister Storm livery. I remember this one quite fondly. Yes, here we are. This is the turn 7, almost flat out. But yeah, he's backed out. He's backed out. And we'll see Jari Katila in 22nd place at the moment. He is on a hot lap. See if he can convert a strong time here at the end. No, he's just slightly off his
500
best lap time.
off.
Yeah, 500s, absolutely. So that's disappointment, I'm sure. But he'll have plenty of opportunities to gain places as that midfield is going to be very, very competitive. We'll see now driver LG Meese, our broadcast colleague for the XL editions. He is going through the final chicane now. We'll see if he has if he has anything up his sleeve. No, I believe it's too little, too late for Mika.
I think he started the lap.
So he just
Too
started the
late.
lap, but it's too late.
Yeah. I think that should be everyone. Yeah, I'm quite certain that is everyone. So that's it.
Usually Pete will get to read out the first segment. Obviously, he has prior commitments today, so he's sorely missed. So, without further ado, it is Vytautas Laguskas who has set the best time in the session, 2 minutes 17.46, and Yannick Tilla, so close but yet so far in second place. Then we'll read the rest of the top 10, starting with Rick Cardle, Antivalta, Sidus Gabor, Mantas for Born to Race, the best of their team. Fragmasters Fatal, another strong performance here for Fatal, I'm sure. Sidus Unite, Falcon, and Pickard in the top 10. Then we've Donalik, Twin Cam, the Himuli, Marinui, 126 miles per hour, Juanpi, Onifus, Michael, Koivunen, and Waleski. And then we'll complete the grid as it stands from 21st down. We've got Timu Soini, Yarik Tilla, Magic, Matsumakari, Loco, Nossel, Houtinen, and then the man himself, Rony, in 28th place there. Nimala and Yoni SVK with his backwards name once again. And then the final column there, we've got Migfa, LG Mies, Grandin, Ram, Pelson, and Udafus, but as you can see, the 110% threshold hasn't been met by Udafus there in P36. And then if we go to the 107% rule, then Pelson will have to try and get in on the grid on appeal, I suppose. So yeah, not quite under the 107% threshold. So yeah, we'll see exactly how many cars turn out once the grid is fully formed.
Well, luckily the track is long, so even being 5-6 seconds off should not mean you'd get a lap down during the race.
Yeah, that's very true. But yeah, we can now take a moment to study the championship table now that we know who's starting where. And at the moment, it is Gabor for Sidus on top with 73 points. And funnily enough, Valt has beaten him on the qualifying pace. He has 3 points of a deficit to try and overturn. But yeah, competitive top four here. We have Fatal there in third place and Owner in fourth, but I didn't see Owner's name. So yeah, that'll be disappointing for Owner. But Rick Cardle hoping to do better. Currently fifth place there, 52 points. And then the midfield, you got a lot of drivers within 10 points of each other there, from Michael down to Arska. And we can scroll onwards to see the full classified point scorers. So yeah, we usually enjoy seeing the variety of names that have registered a point. So we can see some drivers there yet to reach double figures, but 30 in all have made more than 10 points for their efforts. And then the 53rd name appears there, so that's the drivers with 1 point. And we see some drivers there like Yoni SVK who'll be hoping to do even more to get themselves back up the table. And obviously we hope to see some of the names return for another edition of RTF4 in the future.
Yeah, so 53 racers in 3 rounds driven. Not too shabby.
Yeah, exactly. That is a great way of looking at it. You can average out about 22 drivers per session, have at least scored a point. So with maximum capacity for RT4 is 40. If is case of where the slowest drivers get put onto a sort of reserve list. So if it was 41st position you got on the grid, you'd have to hope that someone does not participate in the race, and then you can get promoted up. So that is not a problem today with 36 registered times. Yeah, but it's certainly the wonderful occasion we have for you today, as voted for by the drivers, of course, the XRR around Aston Stark. Yeah, certainly I don't blame the drivers for picking this combo. I'm sure Zdravko will disagree with me on that. He doesn't quite agree with me, but yeah, that's all in good spirits.
To be honest, it could have been worse. I very much agree with the choice of track. There were maybe some, for me, nicer options car-wise, but this one will do too, I guess. Will be fun watching the field run into turn 1, the very fast sweeping turn, and then go uphill in the chicane. I think that the field is good enough to survive, but it is a very tricky starting sequence for a race, so it will be fun to watch.
Yeah, I can partly agree. So yeah, the run down to turn 1 will determine certainly a lot of opportunities in the. Yeah, certainly drivers may not be bidding for the victory necessarily. But yeah, the fact that the slipstream it'll be most apparent when the drivers get their first full lap completed. Then they'll have the chance to follow their opponents and try and get a slipstream overtake complete. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing the turns 2 through 6, as that's normally a long sequence of hairpins, but now it's going to be extremely quick. So yeah, we're gridding up in about 30 seconds. So any last thoughts? Certainly anyone in the chat on Twitch or YouTube, you're very welcome. And we hope to put on a fantastic show to put 300 editions of RTF4 to justice. Yeah, it's been an incredible effort all down the years. Some drivers have been here from probably the 2010s, and they're still here today, and others have joined us recently. So yeah, everyone who's ever made an effort to make RTF4 what it is, we thank you all very much. So yeah, great to see. Yeah, great to see the chat is buzzing away there. I'm watching the people on Twitch there just to see how things are getting on there. Yeah, just the fact that the series, it's gone through so much. The fact that the game has evolved in the last year is also great to see. You never know with future iterations what opportunities could lie. So yeah, it's great to reflect back and also hope for the future that if RT4 can continue to thrive, then we'll see more possibilities occur. So yeah, there mightn't even be a need to vote for a particular track. We could build one ourselves. You never know.
Yeah, well, I think that whatever future for LFS holds, we can be quite certain there will be a Rony's race on Tuesday. And that's a wonderful thing. I'm thinking that the races will probably be asked to vote restart quite soon.
Yeah, it appears to be just a case of last minute. Trying to make sure that everyone is on the server and no one else can get into the race that shouldn't be here, so they can try again for the future editions. So yeah, it's just a little bit of a delay, so we apologise for that. Yeah, once everyone is invited to get the gridding set up, we'll be all ready.
So while we were waiting for the technical issue to be resolved, I took notice that some guys that are closer to the top did do R3 quali, so they were preparing for the race. I think that Valta and Gabor might jump Cardo in the early stages of the race, but you know how it is with Cardo. As the laps go on, he gets faster and faster, and the restart is going on now.
Yeah, so here is our grand opportunity for the 300th time. Let's go racing. Very aptly put there. So yeah, it's great to see the little extra touches to truly mark this landmark occasion. Just shame we don't have a 300-meter marker for the reverse layout. That would have been even more humorous, but I digress. We have a fantastic grid, beautiful camera shot, the 2 red lights, and go! And an amazing launch there for Liguskas. He's now got Catilla behind him, so so we have to make haste with the fact that he's running aside us. It's like direct side us car with World Class Lions logo on the bonnet. So yeah, we'll have to bear that in mind in case of something spectacular. But now the run down to turn 1 that we've been dying to see. And hanging around the outside, it's Yannick Tilla, but he can't get ahead. Mantas also getting close to the gravel trap there. It's kept fairly routine so far. Everyone is cooperating here into Faux Rouge. Have to brake about 100 miles an hour up that curve. And the slalom here now, there is trouble down the back. That is Mott McCarry, I believe. He's now tumbling down the order. Waleski pits. So that is a major disappointment for those drivers, having a tangle there, Zdravko.
Yeah, and I think further up the field, Mantas went off through the fast complex of the La Rouge, as we see Cardo attacking Valta and going very wide. He will be under attack from Gabor. Faded behind them, went a bit off track. And again, he's being chased by Unite. So the front of the field went through the fast turns quite clean, but then midfield started to have problems.
Yeah, it was just a case of probably too many cars wanting the same piece of track. But for Liguskas, he's pulled out a lead of half a second in just the first.
Just what we're seeing. Gabor has really caught up to Cardo, and he's catching to Valta, so there could be 3 wide. Gabor lifts a bit, and Cardo wants to overtake from the outside as Gabor goes very wide. Not a perfect line there, as Cardo takes the place.
Yeah, great move for Rick, but I suppose Gabor just wanted to make absolutely sure. He bounces on 2 wheels for a moment, and there's a spinner. It's Falcon. Falcon has been pitched at the wrong angle there, out of the final chicane. Could have just been a slight bump or over enthusiastic hit at the curbs. So yeah, I was just going to make the point about Gabor, so I just want to make sure with Valta as a close competitor in the championship that you want to line up an attack later on rather than getting side by side.
Gabor looks very fast.
Yeah, so Gabor is now flying along here, but Liguskas has a strong opening lead here that Yannick Attila will be very determined to put an end to where possible. Still hovering around that 3/4 of a second mark. You can see Pickard is in 8th place at the moment. He's got a slipstream on Unite.
I think Gabor has
give him
a
the warning
slipstream on Valta now. Yeah, as Pickard goes through Unite, and at the same time Gabor goes through Valta. Not
Yeah,
really
so it's all happening in the
cooperative,
top
those
10 so
drivers.
far.
Don't you think? Not really cooperating, those drivers are overtaking at the same time. We can only show one of you guys.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, we can only give the screen time to a certain part of the track at a certain part of time. Yeah, as we can now study, Valta has an opportunity to plan his counterattack on the Sidus drivers, but Gabor is the closest one to him, so he'll be working away on that for the next while. Your Dragmaster's teammate, Zdravko, it's Fatal there in 6th place. He's got no draft partner for the moment, so he should just keep it simple for the moment and wait for anything to develop. So now look in 25th position. Falcon has Grandan for opposition here. He's going to pick the outside line heading into the turn 17 hairpin. He's already through, but he's got to merge onto the apex to make sure of it, and he has done so. McElroy is actually very close as well. This could be a 2-for-1 deal. Let's see how he prepares the final chicane for himself. Got to mind those tires on the grass. McElroy, slightly better exit, has to be said, but the slipstream will be so powerful for Falcon. We'll see if he can now pick his line. He's got a... Oh, there's going to be contact, yeah. I think Falcon wasn't prepared for McElroy's defense of the racing line, so he just wanted to probably merge outside in time too late.
Me, it looked like Falcon was a bit surprised by the strength of draft. He really started picking up the speed very fast, and maybe it caught him up. It didn't seem like McElroy did sudden movement.
Yeah, and the battles continue between Pickard and Unite. We can see Unite is back past, but Pickard has gotten very close to another defense of the position. Turn 8 was a chance for Pickard to get through. It wasn't to be, and Unite pulls out a small advantage for himself that he will need to consolidate. And we see just behind them, it's the teammates for Born to Race. I think Mantas has been allowed through by his teammate Twin Cam. So yeah, good cooperation there. They realised the plan of action should be to let the quicker car have a go in front. So yeah, cooperation from the two teammates there.
Yeah, Mantas lost some places at the start when he went wide and on the grass.
Now we got to see the wonderful number 96 bright green of Rony on his special series occasion here. He's got his teammate Nossel as a nearest rival. Koivunen is too far back, in all honesty. Yargtil is loose out of the inside of the hairpin, got very deep, and Rony's pitched wide. He's gone backwards. Just caught probably too much grass with the distraction in front of him, Zdravko.
Oh, maybe he's just doing celebratory donuts. A bit early, but we'll take it. Yeah, he saw Nozo and Yari getting close together, and I think he just lifted, tried to get space, and the car just understeered a bit onto the grass.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Just a small error, and it's been very costly, dropping Rony to 29th position now. Back up at the front, you've got Antivalta in 5th position. Fatal will be excited to see if there's an opening coming up. Turn 8 is really too soon. The dive bomb never possible from that range. Yeah, and onboard camera shot here shows Fatal at work here. Can he maintain momentum?
I see that Fatal has moved to England.
Yeah, he's on the right hand drive today. It's usually a tactic not to go on the side. You should be on the left hand drive, depending on where you're driving. So yeah, that's an unusual setup choice. It is certainly an urban legend that it's better to be on the side of the car where there are more turns featured. So yeah, more left-hand turns should be on the left side of the car, and vice versa. So yeah, it is a bit of a black sheep
Well,
there, Fatal being on the right-hand drive.
yeah, well, maybe. I'd say maybe in a car like UF1, but in the car like XRR, quite heavy car with lots of power and downforce. Not sure if there's enough of an effect.
Yeah, we now reach the 5th lap, and we can now check out another battle on the start-finish straight. Jaroslav Donalik is sandwiched in between. Oh no, actually no, he's clear enough of Onifus, so he can attack the Hamuli, going for that outside line. And yeah, all clear. He's just got to find his own spot and avoid the counter-attack. Yeah, he's timed it appropriately there. So yeah, nicely played from Donalik. And the Hamuli is well and truly beaten on this occasion. Onifus there, another Fragmasters driver. Gonna have to keep a close eye on the Hamuli, see if he can build up an attack later on. And then we'll cross over once again to Valta and Fatal. Here we go, outside line. This could be exemplary. Yeah, he's got it done there, nicely played. So yeah, that was the case of Valta was probably stranded there. He couldn't do anything else but let Fatal throw on the outside. He's too quick.
I think defenseless is the word they're searching for. On the topic of the Muley, I noticed that he's driving the softer tires, R2, R2. So at the moment he's hurting a bit, but it could come into him closer to the end of the race when the tires lose temperature and regain grip. He could easily be one of the faster cars on the track.
Yeah, the R3s could come into play a bit later on down the line. So
He's on
momentum
R2,
carries.
so even worse or better, depends on the point of view.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did not expect anyone to run R2, so kudos to him.
Yeah, we can admire the audacity, really. Oh, mistake for Valta out of the final chicane. Just spotted on my screen there. We'll see if that affects anything, but as the 5th lap completes for these drivers onto lap 6, it is... Yeah.
So we got Mentes overtaking Pickard, but Pickard now will have draft. Mentes was too eager to overtake. He's on the outside for turn 1 and they touch. I think Mentes will just save it. Oof, that was very close.
Yeah, that was very fine-tooth comb stuff there. Mantas, though, won't be celebrating too soon. Pickard knows how to deal with these attacks and try and get back into position. So yeah, obviously, since we last looked at him, he's a bit too wide there, but he's held it. So yeah, we saw briefly with Pickard against Unite, that is no longer the narrative at the moment. So yeah, Pickard just needs to find the pace again and try and catch up to Mantas, who's really making a fine race of this so far.
Yeah, so Mantis is just climbing back up. The next stop for him is Unite.
Yeah, Unite on his own at the moment, no draft partner to speak of. In this case, Fatal and Valta are probably aiding each other's progress for the straights and then taking time off each other in the corners. yeah, the leader, should certainly mention him, the Guskas, he's got still about 1 second, give or take, over Yanni Katila, and he holds the fastest lap as well. Goes to show the mighty performance we've seen so far. And then we will now join Onifus again. We see, yeah, they're still really finely matched, these three drivers. Now down a bit further, side by side, Falcon and Yari. So yeah, Falcon was battling with Yanni before, or Yari, excuse me, and Rony had the mistake that broke up the battle. So yeah, Falcon definitively ahead now. That's 18th position for the race green driver, and his opportunity to battle another world-class Lions driver. He'll have to put in some incredible lap times to reach Koivunen and indeed Nossel ahead.
So there's a fight brewing between Magic and Motimukari. The fearless guys are on Artus, it looks like. So I think still good effort to even fight. I just crash and burn with those tires as they touch a bit. Magic got some style points there with the slide into turn 1, but manages to survive.
Yeah, he kept a good hold, but yeah, Motimukari's tires are beginning to heat up, so that R2 decision may be costly at this point. We're nearly at the 50% mark of the lap counter, so yeah, Motimukari has to make a decision on how he's going to manage his tires.
As behind Magic and Motimukari, Bitoir Loco spun on the exit of the fast chicane. He was nicely placed to catch up to them. Now has Rony behind him.
That's a gimme pass for Rony. Loco still hadn't the momentum he needed to keep that position. Rony has recovered to 23rd position now, so he's almost within his original spot. There is a battle a bit further down. It's Yanni SVK against Grandan for 26th, 27th positions. We'll see. Yeah, this is a good run here. Johnny has... Oh, he's got to stay at the same momentum there as Grandan, otherwise it would have been a heavy collision. And Grandan, I think, has had the better of it through the snake. They cross sector line.
I think you lose front grip there, being so close into that turn.
And in the disruption here, it's Merenwe gone very badly off at the final chicane before the start finish. So he must have had a long spin and was able to recover. Yari Katila should be absolutely sorted here. Yeah, that is clear as day. No problems there, but Merenwe has still tires in good condition. Car isn't suffering any bodywork damage or suspension damage, so yeah, that was just a driver error, and just having a mistake, and he has to recover from it.
Yeah, definitely, as we're watching Magic and Hautanen. Magic very close into the...
Oh, and Magic's gotten all tangled up. Motimukari came
I'm out
along.
of words. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to find the vocabulary somewhere. It's going to be neck and neck here into turn 7. Who's it going to be? Magic! Oh, that is so close. Front left to rear right. That was almost the unholy collision there for those two. Yeah, absolutely no punches pulled. Magic is so determined to hang on to that position, Zdravko.
Yeah, it looked like Magic found a new set of disc brakes for dead braking. He braked so late, but managed to get right on the apex. Yeah.
Yeah, something happened to Unite. I'm afraid I've missed it. He's now down in 14th. That was not the case at all a few laps ago, so apologies. Yeah, if
Well,
anyone saw what happened there, that's a big loss of positions for Unite.
I think that the only guy that should apologize is United for not driving Team Skin. And that's what happens. Yeah, now he's chasing the grass to minimize the effort on the tires, but it's not helping, I'd say.
Yeah, we can usually assume. Previously Unite did win a race with his side of skin presented on his car, but I suppose the old ghost has haunted him again, and the Lister Storm is very, very upsetting. So we'll see if he can gain any positions back, and it means yeah, we can see the top 10. Yaroslav Donley has that 10th position for himself. Unite getting an on-board shot here. Koivunen is, yeah, he's comfortably ahead. So if he gets his entry, composed entry into turn 7, he should be absolutely comfortable.
I'm wondering if something happened between Unite and Picard, because Picard also lost like 10 seconds to Mentes and has red rear tires, so maybe a spin somewhere, and also quite some damage on Picard.
Yeah, there's definitely a chunk of Pickard's car out of whack there. It is just on the rear right quarter. It's caved in a little bit, but in terms of any chassis damage, it's not at all a problem. He's able to carry on as normal, and the suspension is fine. Rear left tire is probably suspect. You might need to manage that a little more before the final third of the race, which is fast approaching. I can't believe it. No matter how much you do it. Yeah, fast track for sure.
So Unite is interested in Koivunen as much as Falcon is interested in Nozo behind them. It looked like Falcon might be closer. Not sure if it's close enough.
Yeah, I think they're exactly like maybe Unite is 31 hundredths and Falcon's 34 hundredths behind in his battle. So yeah, it's extremely fine margins for these pairs of drivers. Unite will have to be patient now. This is probably the hardest portion of the track to get an overtake complete. Just the dip and the crest all over again. It is very, very dangerous, and Koivunen has gotten loose, has gifted the position to Sidus Unite, and he will be firmly concentrating now on catching the next driver in front, which is Michael. So Michael has driven a very quiet race, I have to say, Zdravko, but he has the commendable 12th position.
Better to have a quiet race than be loud and bin it.
Yes.
So he's doing all he needs to do to finish in a good position. Has something happened, because I see Vald ahead of Fatal. And we missed that, because Fatal looked to me like he was closer to Gabor than Valta, and now he's behind. It'll be interesting to see how that develops. Will Fatal be able to catch up again?
Yeah. Oh, there's a spin. It's Gabor. I don't believe it. Gabor has spun at the final chicane. He's been sent facing the wrong way, which is even more diabolical, really. And he now has to settle for 7th position.
Hot rear
I
tires.
don't know what's happened there either.
But that will have implications on the standings, because Walter was right behind Gabor in standings, and now he gained 3 places ahead of him. So Walter profits with first with Fero and then Gabor losing it.
Yeah, that is a significant development in the championship, as Valta has the chance to really pull away from Gabor in the classifications. If he hangs on to this 4th position, I think Gabor, if he can keep the car in the health that it's in, he doesn't want to make it any worse. That will just have to suffice, unfortunately. But Fatal here in 5th position has given Valta a heck of a run for his money, and there's enough time to prepare an attack and then strike when the moment presents itself.
Yeah, but dirty air is a thing in the corners like this. Very hard to keep close, as Walter goes a bit wide. Maybe that will be Federer's chance. I think what we're seeing is the grip levels are getting higher and higher, with the tires getting in better positions and fuel loads going down, and drivers are willing to chase and try to find where the limit of the grip is, and some are probably too optimistic and think there is more grip, and then the reality steps in.
Yeah, that's another plausible theory there, Zdravko. The top 2 have probably, they're just thinking this, this is firmly in control. I just need to keep doing what I'm doing and I'll be fine. But we'll see. There's a late chance that the slipstream to try and combat that dirty air. So we'll see what is possible here with the remaining 4 laps of the race.
As Unite spins out of West Chicane.
This is a really bleak evening for the Sidus team. Only Ricardo has gotten a clean run of it in the best of the rest there in 3rd place.
Don't jinx.
Yeah, I won't dare jinx. Yes, thanks for the reminder. I will refrain from that point.
Unite lost it on the West Chicane. I think maybe he hit the tires. Now his rear tires are hot again. So not fun car to drive.
Oh, and Pickard's had trouble as well here. And that is kicked him out with the top 10. He's going to resume in 12th because Michael has absolutely every chance of getting through on that momentum. Yes, that is confirmed.
That's a flyby.
Yeah, flyby, 100%. So yeah, that is extremely brutal news for Pickard to have, had the battles throughout the race, and now he's thrown it away at an unusual position on the circuit. Must have gone too hot out of turn 6 and hit the barriers. The stamina, even in this sprint race, it's truly come to the fore. Now Mosh McCarry wants to give Magic an effort. That leads to Loco also having a look at Magic, and Rony is overseeing all this himself. He'll need... Oh, the contact! It seemed inevitable, unfortunately. Magic, a little bit of a lag tap there, Zdravko.
Yeah, the sea has opened for Rony. So there was Loco and Magic having the tiniest of touches with explosive results.
Yeah, that was just a pure racing incident, but the extreme explosion has truly soiled it here for Loco and Magic. 136 miles per hour is also here. He sees a chance to get a slipstream from his teammate. Magic.
He might get them both.
Oh, it's going to be so close here. 3 wide.
3 wide. Oh my god.
Oh,
why not 3
Astro.
wide for the 300 race?
Yeah, that's very apt as well. But another bit of symbolism. But indeed, it is 136 ahead of Loco now. What is Loco planning here as the rear gunner in this scenario? Magic having dreadful understeer. That could have been another
136 had to lift. So Loco is in privacy now. You know, usually we watch the cars and we commentate how, yeah, the cars are actually much harder to drive than it looks on the stream, but this combo here does not look easy at all. Drivers are really having to muscle the car through the turns.
Yes, they are having to put in an extra bit of strength and effort to keep the cars pointing in the right direction. 136 though. Oh, he's got. Yeah, I think Magic has the nose in front, so yeah, wisely withdrawing himself from that battle. Loco might be able to break the toe here, though. There is a yellow flag in the sector. McElroy is slow, so I believe McElroy had made a mistake.
He spun, definitely. I think McElroy realized here R2s are not red glowing hot, so decided to correct the mistake. Now they are.
Yeah, we'll now take a look at the battle for 12th position. Koivunen occupies that at the moment. Falcon is in chase. What can happen here is Michael there is just on the outside there in the camera shot. Koivunen is defending into the final chicane. Oh, I think that was a case of Falcon was feeling more confident and he was able to brake later, and Koivunen gave him an uncomfortable surprise. And now this is the penultimate lap. 1.2 seconds separates the lead two. So we'll have to monitor that again until the very end. So yeah, Falcon would have been unsuspecting of Koivunen's need to brake when he did, so he's lost a bit of time.
So behind them, Twinken pulled off a massive double overtake on the start-finish straight as he caught up to Pickard and Nozzle and overtook them both.
And so Fatal has dropped down to 7th, so that puts Mantas 5th and Gabor 6th. Yeah, we're not able to spot everything today, unfortunately.
I mean, it's hard to spot everything with drivers competing at who can mess up the most, but I still think Unite or maybe Pickard leads in that category.
Yeah, so now the run down to turn 17 for the leaders carries on. So Pickard there in 16th. He could possibly have 2 positions to gain on the circuit. But yeah, Nozzle and Twin Cam will be eager to defend. So now we see our race leader cross the line to mark final lap. It is a great lap according to the time screens, but obviously the fastest lap was a 10th quicker than that. So 1.4 is the gap between Laguskas and Ioni Katila. Koivunen and Michael side by side. Michael will probably fancy a chance to get the slipstream. He is beaten out of turn 17. But as a matter of fact, Falcon could also factor into this battle. Here we go, the bouncing on 2 wheels there, great to see.
Falcon had a big rage slide out of the chicane, so that kinda stretches out the pack. behind them, Picard and Nozo are quite close. Picard nursing some damage on the car.
Yeah, damage is a distinct possibility. Yeah, we'll see from the rear view of Nozzle has the measure of Pickard at the moment. Yeah, this is probably the corner where those drivers have to be super careful. Yeah, he's gone on two wheels on the grass, and Pickard zips by gratefully, I'm sure, taking that split second opportunity and maximizing it. Now we can see the leaders are coming to turn 17 to probably signify the end of this race, and it's a case of composure, and then we'll see. There is a driver possibly on the start finish that was a bit slow, but that's dealt with now.
That was Ram. He went through the finish line, so he has a flat tire. We have our top two going into start-finish straight, with Eoin on a bonnet and Eoin behind the wheel chasing.
Yeah, and smooth as you like, Leguskas eased off as a way to flourish his way to victory, and then the portrait of the man on the bonnet finishes P2. So that won't be too pleasurable, I'm sure, to have lost to character of yourself. P3 goes to Ricardo there, 5 seconds behind the eventual winner. Antivalta 4th, and Mantas gets the top 5 award there. Gabor 6th, and then the Bagmasters duo crossing the line 7th and 8th. The Hamuli 9th, and Yaroslav Donnelly 10th. So yeah, mixed fortunes depending on who you speak to, Zdravko, but we'll just see more cars, side by side. That's a photo finish. Falcon beats Michael. Pickard there alone in 14th. And Nozzle Unite. Yaroslav Donnelly was on camera briefly. Twin Cam 17th. Marinwe 18th. Eric Tiller 19th.
Yeah, some drivers still finishing. Rony going through in P20. That was Houghton
close again there. Team Soini narrowly pipped to the line by Houghton. Loco 136, the teammates for Born to Race there, 23rd, 24th. Magic 25th, Matt McCarry on his lonesome there in 26th. Jimis is going to cross the line again on his own terms there. He's not competing with anyone, so he'll be classified 27th overall. That leaves is that Mikfa, I believe. Mikfa is also classified 28th, 2 minutes 10 seconds down. Grandan and Yanni SVK 30th there for Yanni SVK.
So the last driver is Ram going through the start finish straight. He's driven a whole lap with a flat tire, so great perseverance.
Yeah, so Ram showing us that you should never give up, and 31st position, 2 minutes 30 seconds down on the winner. So it's a good effort. Yeah, disappointment, I'm sure, to have that flat tire occur. And there's our full classifications. Celebration time there for Leguskas. Hopefully he'll find the podium if it's set up anywhere. So yeah, let's take another moment to reflect on how the 300th Rony's Tuesday fun race occurred. Okay, so now we are able to see the results again in full. A victory there to Vytautas Leguskas. He's now wandering on his merry way, hitting the wall for fun there, so that's all good. Fastest lap though for second placed Yannick Tilla, a little bit of a consolation prize there. Rick Hardle, pretty much all on his own there, and thankfully I didn't jinx him in the end. Zdravko, he was comfortably in third position. And then to mark the top 10, we have Valta, Mantas, Gabor, Fatal, Onifus, the Hamuli, and Donnelly. So they're within 40 seconds of the winner. And then we'll take a look at 11 through 20. They are Koivunen, Falcon, Michael, Pickard, Nossel, Unite, Twin Cam, Marinui, Yari Katila, and there he is in 20th, Rony. And last but not least, we have the final two columns. 21st down, we have Houtanen, Soini, Loco, 126 miles per hour, Maciek, Macari, LG Mies, Migfa, Grandan, Yoni SVK, and Ram. There we go, 31st position there. Lap down was Pelson, and able to make it to the end was Waleski. Yeah, thank you all very much for tuning in to Sim Broadcasts this evening, whether it be on Twitch or YouTube. It's just a final time to think about how that race went. So do you have any input there, Zdravko?
Well, I enjoyed it. It was nice to see drivers pushing to the maximum. Of course, some mistakes happen when they do that, but still nice to see. Also, I'd like to congratulate Rony on his effort and for making these great races happen.
Yeah, it certainly can go unnoticed just how much dedication Rony puts into the series. It's pretty much around the year. This is the 12th. We've split it into seasons as of last year, where there is a bit of a summer break. But it'll be 12 rounds running to June. So that is a big commitment. So having to run all those races, finding out their appropriate combinations, whether it be through player, the winning player getting to choose the next event, and of course the vote was hotly contested. So hopefully the drivers were pleased with their choice. Probably some drivers feeling didn't work out for them today, but yeah, I'm so honored to have represented Sim Broadcasts as part of the Rony Tuesdays fun race streams that have been running since 2021, I believe. So yeah, great to see those memories that we can look back on. And so that was an enjoyable race. Certainly some surprises there with the cars getting loose. But anyway, yeah, as I say, it's been great. Chris McElroy in Liaison, as usual. He's also had to work the cameras, as our main colleague, Pete Butcher, not able to attend today. So yeah, hopefully he'll be around for the next edition and for many more in future. So yeah, I believe that is all we have for you this evening. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.